Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our PAC meeting. This is a very important presentation, and I think that you will see that it's a natural follow-up to Dr. Hill's presentation from our last meeting. I'm Lois Hedge, one of the four PAC chairpersons. The others are Mr. Lee Sawyer, Dr. Bill Hedge, and Mrs. Stacy Park, who's not with us tonight. On your table, you will find some sign-in sheets. Would you please take care of that if you have not already? We need that information with your name and other information. Please do that. You start doing that at this time. Yes. Thank you. It says community engagement across the top, and there are places for your name. And while you're doing that, we just want to remind you that all of the documents from all of the previous meetings are available on our PAC website at www.pact for St. Joseph or sjsd.com. You can also go to the district website homepage and click on PAC logo, and you can get that same information. Remember that we're designing each of our meetings this fall around, and we're going to zero in on the key issues in the St. Joseph School District. Facilities is one of those key issues. At our last meeting, we heard from educational facility planning expert, Dr. Franklin Hill, and he commented about our facilities and the importance of a facility master plan. Following his presentation, you told us overwhelmingly in your small groups that our first step in proceeding with the master plan was to develop a facilities master plan that would evaluate the physical conditions of our buildings and the effectiveness of our educational environment that we presently have in our current school buildings. To help us understand how we approach the next step in evaluating our buildings, we are very fortunate to have someone here tonight to speak to us extensively about the experience in utilizing a community engagement model and how we can conduct that evaluation. He is Mr. Sam Johnson. Mr. Johnson is the director of the Pre-K-12 Design Group at BLDD Architects Incorporated in Decatur, Illinois. For over 24 years, he has assisted more than 30 school districts with facilities projects of all sizes and scope, from simple health, life, safety projects to planning and implementation of district-wide facility master plans, to construction of new campuses, to additions and renovations of existing school facilities. Mr. Johnson has a broad-based knowledge of school planning, best practices, and specific skills to take a design project from conception to completion. It is also important to note that Mr. Johnson has worked with Dr. Franklin Hill and is very familiar with Dr. Hill's leadership in educational facility planning. A member of the Council of Educational Facility Planners International, Mr. Johnson is a frequent speaker at conferences and events on a wide range of facility-related topics. Topics such as smart growth, build new or renovate, community engagement, schools in the year 2040, trends in educational facility design, new spaces from old places, build new or renovate, 2001, master planning, the successful bond referendum, and many others have provided valuable information and insight to school districts, higher education, business leaders, and civic groups. In addition to his professional commitments, Mr. Johnson is active in his community. He led an urban redevelopment effort in Decatur, which renovated an existing downtown building into a new community arts center. He has also partnered with area colleges and universities by mentoring students. Please join me in welcoming Sam Johnson to the St. Joseph School District.
Thank you very much. This is typically the point of the presentation where I ask if people can hear me, but at 5'5" in a room this large, can everyone see me? We're very glad to be here to present this evening. I'm here with Todd Cerulik, and Todd from my office helped me put this presentation together. I've watched the video that was developed with Franklin Hill. I've seen the results of the work, and I've seen the pictures, and I have to say, wow. I work in communities of similar size to the St. Joe School District, but to see this kind of turnout is remarkable. It truly is remarkable. There aren't many school districts that have this kind of attendance at an event like this. It really bodes well for your schools, your community, and the future of the school district. Dr. Hill, in his presentation on September 21st, I believe it was, talked about the importance of the development of a facilities master plan in helping a school district plan for the future. One of the elements that he talked about was a facilities evaluation. He talked about why it was important. Tonight, we're going to talk about how you do it, how you evaluate facilities, and how you answer the 2 action steps that you developed at your last meeting. How to complete a study of all of the St. Joe school facilities, identifying needs, conditions, challenges, and 2, how to educate the public regarding the need to address our facilities. We would propose that you would start, let me start with the agenda that will follow. We will start with talking about why buildings matter. We'll give an overview of a facilities master plan outline. We'll talk about goals of any evaluation, the process that we would propose that you would consider, and then, as usual, you'll end with your group work. We always propose beginning an evaluation process with a review of why buildings matter. And here's why. All of us, deep in our minds, see ourselves as school experts. We all went to school. We know what happens there. We can describe it. When we walk into this building, it looks like a school. It's got great polish on the floor. It smells like a school. In our mind, this is school. This is what school should be. But the problem with that is that our paradigm prevents us from seeing the inadequacies that schools have sometimes in delivering our educational program. So our goal here in discussing why buildings matter is to help the public see the building through the eyes of a teacher. One of the ways that you can start that discussion is by reviewing some of the behavioral research out there that ties building condition to student achievement. One of my favorite studies, and there are a lot of studies out there, one of my favorites was done by Mark Snyder in 2002, and it's actually not a study, it's a compilation of studies. And by the way, the link on the bottom of the page there is, let me see if I can get the right pointer. The link on the bottom of the page will get you to that study. But it's called, Do School Facilities Affect Academic Outcomes? What I like about this study is that he groups various research into some common sets of factors that influence student achievement. Factors such as building size, indoor air quality, temperature, humidity, daylight, acoustics. And he identifies the various studies that show how those things affect student achievement. There are some really remarkable studies in there. The most notable is the Heshon-Mahone group, a study about daylighting and how it corresponded to an increase in math scores in students. Another way that we might start to get our arms around the issue of educating